Hello, my name is Maria, and I'm going to demonstrate manual signing in functional communication training. When a person first is learning functional communication training using manual signs, it's common for the teacher to use a full physical prompt to teach the sign. In many cases, this means using hand-over-hand demonstration to show the person exactly what the sign looks like. So, if our student Christopher has a Pepsi, and I have contrived a situation by giving him a Pepsi and having a cup of ice here, he's going to be very motivated for the cup of ice. So he will grab for the ice, and I'll block it and say, "You want ice?" But he might need a full gestural, or a full physical prompt rather, to learn the sign, and then you would reward that right away. If they do get it the first time with full physical prompt, over time you would fade that so that it requires less prompting for the student to get the thing that they're asking for. So again, if we are contriving a situation where they're highly motivated for the ice in the cup because they are thirsty and have a Pepsi available to them, they might reach for the ice, and you would block it and say, "You want ice?" That's good. So at that point, they would be rewarded because although it isn't ice, the full commonly accepted sign, it is an approximation toward the sign ice. They went from not being able to do anything but reach for the ice to indicate that they wanted it to an attempt at making the sign on their own. Now we would want to continuously work our way back from the prompt hierarchy. We would start with the most to least in this situation where a student needs the full physical prompt to begin with, and then we would work our way back to a verbal prompt, and then eventually just the cue of the soft drink and the ice together for them to ask. As you know, shaping is the use of reinforcement to reward successive approximations of desired behavior. So whether a sign is being adapted, maybe we would teach the sign if the student is reaching for the ice. We might teach the sign from the go, ice, and then reward them with the ice. And we would do that for a student who is a candidate for sign language but isn't fully able to execute the sign perfectly. Maybe they are physically dealing with a fine motor issue where their digits aren't able to do exactly the sign perfectly. So we would adapt it for them so that in their program it would be commonly accepted as their version of ice. So having perfect motor movements, fine motor movements, isn't a requirement for learning sign language. The children who are appropriate for learning these signs and the adults do not necessarily require that they have the best joint attention in the world or the best motor imitation in the world, although those are helpful. What we're really looking for is somebody who has some motor ability, fine and gross motor ability, and a person who's highly motivated by activities or preferred items. Thank you.